Okie dokie. Yeah, definitely running just a little slower today. Okay. So, how close can I get Unity to look like this when I don't have this and I don't have this? And I was also thinking about the idea that the mock-up I was doing last time, it's like buttons being the way you score points. Is you just roll a ball over a button, a la Blungeroo here. Yeah, even this first level has a button. So those being point scoring things. Okay, well let's put together what I can here first. And then see how I want to do. Okay, we do a 5x5 grid, should give me enough to get this. Yeah, because this isn't, it doesn't have anything noticeable on it. Starting here, and then there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I scooch this stuff up a little bit, that'll put it at a 5. I guess I could do 6x6 as well. Nah, it's supposed to be small. Like me. What's it look like? So technically it should be on the corner anyway. There, and rotated 45 along the Y. There we go. I don't necessarily need to make them rows and columns for this. This is just mocking up the cover here. No, you don't want to... I just did the copy paste thing. Okay, there we go. Now scooch it over 2 along the Z. And then repeat that. Repeat stuff, repeat stuff, repeat stuff. Never did watch that. Wait, is that just a Bo Burnham song or is that a full-on, like, album? Why are you doing this? I was like, keep them numbered the same way you had them numbered. That's fine. I don't know why you would want to do it different. Oh, because I went and deselected it. Possibly. Okay, there. So you actually need to be... not C here. There we go. Okay. And then I also want to rotate the camera down. Is it exactly at an isometric angle? I guess that's kind of what I was aiming for, was an isometric angle. Okay, also it is add times. I'm going to take the add. Okay. OBS says I'm live. Seribot says I'm live. Let's just double check it. Is that... Yeah, okay, so you do have to kind of refresh the page. Okay, there we go. Back to it. I think I just did a plain white background on the last scene. Is that... I guess technically in my little mock-up I don't have a background color for the world. But this works just with the shadows and stuff. I might want the camera a little higher. Yeah, there we go. And then... Oh, and then I rotated it. Yeah, so rotate it like down some amount. There we go. Not a full 300. Okay. Now... Do I put the image in here? I don't know if that would help me much. I can bounce back and forth between the two. That's not that bad. Okay, it's a flag on the edge near the corner. And then I could put another box on top of that other box. So this one, rather this one. Hide it first. Not that one. Okay, well, the camera is, where again? The camera's there, so... There, camera is there looking at that, meaning this one is the one that I want to turn into a flag instead. So prefab goal. On the level, please. And then you should be where that is. Just at 6, 0, 0. It's not working nearly as well. Oh, let's rotate it. 90 on here. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of finagling. And then I could do another extra grid cube as a wall for now. So you are... yeah, it's the double-edged sort of streaming that it is useful and helpful for focus, but also somebody could stop by and chat at any point, and then it does seem to be related somewhat to just whether, or my lack of focus is partially related to just whether somebody is chatting. I'm really just trying to blame chat, that's what it is. Any lack of focus problems I have, that's chat's fault. That's not my fault. Okay, we hide you. And we grab a pipe. And you are in the ground over there. I want you to actually be up to. And then over to there, which is 408. In this case, 428. It's because I had a bunch of pasta. I do like my pasta. Okay, lid, you're not supposed to be, maybe we just hide you for now. Might also be a pipe positioning thing, too. So, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? If I'm gonna do the hello, hello, welcome, welcome, I gotta echo everything then, right? So now I need a bumper there. Doing fine, fine. Super duper fine. It's always the danger with making pasta. I'm like, oh, if I make some pasta, I can eat it for a while, because you make a lot of pasta, and then when I make the pasta, just handfuls of it get shoved into my mouth, and I'm like, who's doing this? How is this happening? Any kind of self-control just goes out the window. I'm also kind of letting the self-control go out the window, but... let's see, U66. Oh, wait, which grid key was you? I do kind of want to get these on top of where they're supposed to be. Yeah, and I keep hoping one day I'll figure out how to, pasta and chicken plus rice are the everlasting food. Chicken plus rice. And just because I don't do chicken, I don't do the chicken and rice much either. Yeah, I don't know if I do like a plain, like just chicken and rice, or like even just if I do, I have done the like tofu and rice kind of thing, or if I'm making like a stir fry or a kind of more like I just have some rice and I'm being lazy. We're just gonna take some rice and put it in a on a plate with some other food. Okay, let's switch out the flags. Oh, I have a front and a back. Oh my goodness. Let's do a front and a back and a color. Just give me a random color. As in I have another color somewhere, right? Gold. Might be a bit much. I guess just that red? Someday I will inspire myself to actually have moderation in some things. Or many other variations that involve chicken and rice. I think my many other variations is sandwiches. Where I'm like, oh, I got too many sausages, I'll make a sausage sandwich, or oh, I can make some veggie. Make a veggie sandwich, or... oh, dessert, how about an ice cream sandwich? Let's get the lighting facing so the shadows are not across this thing. May have to make the smallest of small games just to get back into a productivity flow. Break out of the Minecraft and Peak, and yeah, break out of the bouncy between Minecraft and Peak. Well, there is a game jam coming up. The Down to Jam is coming up. I mean, that is like a couple weeks. I'm assuming you mean something small, like right now, but... yeah, you could put your theme suggestion in. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it just has the start date and time. I think it's just good, though. I think there's some sites where it's hard to find that kind of thing. But... oh yeah, I suppose if you hadn't seen Down to Jam, I'm definitely doing that one. And that'll be 2 weekends from now. So it's the same day that you have an exam, but you can join. Yeah, we'll see about that, because I'm like, I think for me, this is like 9 a.m. on Friday, and I'm like, I just took off time for that other jam, and then I have a vacation at some point that I'm like, I don't necessarily want to use up a ton of time, so. Really close to your birthday. We'll be down to jam on your birthday, I suppose. Yeah, and if you are interested in the jam, it's doing the theme submission right now. Which, like I said, I'm happy with one of the themes. And I'm fairly happy with the other theme that I submitted. Wait, what is it? It says... between the 5th and the 8th. Oh, it's the theme elimination on the 22nd. There we go. So a couple more days. In Patch Notes 1 jam. As in... number 1? Yeah, this is what I say. Oh look, people showed up, but now all the distractions. Oh, Indie Former. This is one of those like things I keep meaning to like. I have it in my inbox and it keeps giving me stuff, and then I keep ignoring it because I'm like, this just looks like too long of a newsletter right now. I haven't actually got into reading the newsletter. Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but not haven't actually dug into reading it and being a part of it. Here, what was this? I feel like I might have read this one. I think this might have been mentioned before. No, okay, so it's not, because I thought I saw a jam somewhat recently that was, also, why are these all windows that look like you can close them? It just seems odd. Yeah, maybe it was looking at jams where I saw the one that was like just finish something or like just make something. Just make some amount of progress. Okay, lights. Directional light. I want to rotate you around in some direction. There we go, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Where you can still see that there's shadows, but that it's not as harsh. Oh, and I did have a hole in the middle of this thing somewhere as well. That is the straight up middle of this thing, isn't it? I don't know how I'm gonna do the letters either. Like, ideally, I want to do this as, like, 3D letters. I don't know if Blender lets you do text. It'd be nice. I'd be sort of surprised if it doesn't do some kind of text. But I don't know. I haven't messed with it. Okay, so there's kind of that scene. And then if I push the camera a little forward, because that's kind of what was happening. Yeah, is that I was chopping off the bottom of this. The flag's a bit big compared to what I had in the other. That's the other thing, is the fisheye lens. Like, how do I do the fisheye lens? Yeah, I'm also tempted to do some modeling, because I'm like, okay, if I do buttons as the scoring mechanic, as in like you just get a ball to roll over the button and that gives you some amount of score, then I need to make some kind of model for that. Okay, now I think we add balls. Okay, let's break this up. Okay, so this is the actual level, and then we do ground one. And then that goes there, and then we read the, but I was thinking of something to do more like tomorrow. Something that won't actually have to care too much about quality. Maybe a first-person maze with some hidden stuff, surprises, and little things here and there. Nothing too complicated. Simple enough that I may be able to even use Blueprint through the character. Though the character, I'll still do part C++. Oh yeah, for just kind of getting it up fast, yeah. W Place gave me ideas for doing an MMO website games that use the world map. Interesting. Wish I had unlimited money to host servers. Yeah, well, and that's I think that would still be dependent on how many people that are Oh, same for the W place. I was like, I'm not fully familiar with that. Is that? Is this the Reddit thing? Oh. I was wondering if somebody was ever gonna make something like this. This just feels like a quintessential idea for the internet, is that everybody can paint a picture on a page on the website. It's our place, but it's the world map. Okay. I was like, it's still pixel art, so is it still the same thing if you can only place a pixel? Or is it also... Because like, it doesn't look like it's images, but it's also on top of a world map. I've seen this. I don't know exactly what this is, but I think it's Deltarune. Oh yeah, if you did the kind of like website MMO thing, you could relax and make games that are free for everyone. Well, or do like well, actually, is Deltarune... Do you have to pay for Deltarune? I know they did like the first chapter free. I don't know if the rest of it's free or not. That's neat though. I'm glad that somebody else did the like our place thing, that like giant Reddit like board and stuff. Okay, 1 and 2 are free, 3 and 4 are paid. Okay. Yeah, with 1 and 2 being free, I didn't know if that was like the plan going forward, was just I made enough money on Undertale, the rest of the work is free, but I guess not. And then like I'd imagine that that'd be a lot to try to do. Just the rest of your work is free. So. Oh, chapter 2 free because of COVID. Okay. Yeah, I played Undertale. I liked Undertale, but it was not like... I was not sucked in completely. Yeah, not bad, but also not entirely my thing. Oh, I was making the ground here so that all of these grid cubes can be... Yeah, okay, even these. It's just the stuff that's not... Yeah, that one last grid cube is a wall, so... Okay, then that can all go into the ground. And then we do like an items layer. Undertale walked so Deltarune could run? Is that really... Well, now you got me curious about the... I thought Deltarune was like the big thing that like everybody's seen and played and stuff. Although I don't know if you're talking like sales versus... Okay, 146. Why am I doing this on Steam? I can get more data out of the web. The Chrome. Whatchamacallit. I'm already on Steam, on the web anyway. So. Deltarune is now more popular than Undertale. That seems insane to me. Undertale was huge for 41 million, $146,000 reviews. Okay, and then Deltarune. Yeah, okay. 46,000. Still 24 million. So it's not as much as... I'm assuming because of the... this is after doing Undertale, that the ideas and mechanics are all refined in a new version. But I was going to say numbers-wise, this is still... Yeah, and Undertale has been selling for 10 years, so yeah. Yeah, it's another one of those games that is kind of fighting with itself, most likely, so... Deltarune for 2 months. What do you mean in terms of chapters 3 and 4? I don't even know if that's like the final like end chapter too. Oh, okay. So this is kind of the part of the game. I guess it doesn't really say whether this is like the main game and then there's more on launch or something. Yeah, it definitely feels like a I don't necessarily need more money. So gonna be 7 chapters. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, this doesn't actually put a number on it. Oh, I did see... Oh, I never did finish the opening night live. I left before I finished the rest of the... That's what I could have started with. Okay, give me the link. So that I can just troll through it on YouTube. Live. That's the American Sign Language version. I just want this. Yeah, it was okay. I saw Unbeatable. I saw... Yeah, I saw some of the Call of Duty. Yeah, that's where I started tuning out some of this stuff. Yeah, okay, I saw that. Call to the Lamb. That's right. Where you battle against monsters, other players. Oh yeah, that's where I tuned out. I was on WoW because it was the end of the workday, and I was like, "We're leaving." And I also don't care about WoW. I have not played any WoW. Can you describe the sound in the recording? Was that the last thing they showed? That was okay. A new shooter game is why. Can you describe the sound in the recording? Yeah, and then these cinematic trailers, I'm like, nope, just show me gameplay. So let's go back to the start. There was some cool games in here. There was some stuff which I did mark down. But this wasn't Silent Hill, right? Was this Resident Evil? Was this whatever? Because there was a new Resident Evil thing too. There was both Silent Hill F and Resident Evil Requiem, I think. This is looking very Resident Evil. Which I have not played. The loss is too heavy for you. But sometimes. Yeah, okay, no, this is looking very Resident Evil. The beast. I think I'm good. Oh, is this a time loop thing too? Oh, that's wild. Nah, if I were to play a horror game, it would be Alien Isolation. I like the Alien movies a lot. Like, it would make sense. The Routine's the other one that they showed off a little bit more. This is Project Spectrum. Okay, not Resident Evil. It's coming to PC, consoles, and Steam Deck. And did they say that was a PvP thing? Oh, it looks kind of neat, I suppose, if you like that kind of thing. This is the World of Tanks 2.0 update again. Oh, World of Tanks Heat. Okay. Oh, and this is Ghost of Yotei. Of which it's another one of those PlayStation things that I have not played because I don't have a PlayStation. Looks cool. Not for me. Oh, there's the Resident Evil Requiem thing. Okay. Okay, also, like I said, not super invested in Resident Evil. Follow Mom. They just doing story stuff, I guess. Well, Project Spectrum looked more interesting to me. Like, they already did Ghost of Yotei, right? Or is this... They're doing the long blaze of stuff now? Is this another Chinese Souls-like? It is Black Myth. It is another. There's three. There's three Chinese Souls-likes in this opening night live. Wow, okay. It's just because Black Myth Wukong did so very well that not only do they have competitors, but also a sequel. Yeah, okay. No, funny enough, I think it was the stuff in the pre-show that actually caught my eye the most. Yeah, like insane stuff, like here's Bubsy 4D. Because people were just clamoring for another Bubsy game. It does look fun. Okay, wait, that was one of the ones I wanted to actually look at. What else did I have on my list? It was just like the stuff in the pre-show at the beginning, before it turned into the, like, AAA fancy graphic stuff.
The first game I ever played on my PlayStation 29 years ago.
Always them tank games? Well, I think it was all technically World of Tanks. That other tank thing was just an update to World of Tanks. So, but people, like, it's one of those things that, like, does not appeal to me, and yet there is a huge player base for that kind of stuff. It's just like all the Call of Duties and stuff, they always do well, and I just have no interest in them. Oh, Long Gone. I think I'm already following everything on this, but they actually showed off a little more. And then Valor Mortis, I don't know if I'm super interested in it, but there just wasn't I knew there wasn't going to be a ton that was going to interest me, but it was fun to have some background noise at any rate. Only takes I'm interested in are fish tanks. Well, there's definitely fish games on Steam as well, so you could be covered in that regard if you are in fact interested in fish tank games. Yeah, it's like Death by Scrolling. He said a couple times. It's like it's from a legendary designer on Monkey Island. It's from Ron Gilbert. And then it was like, this looks very indie game. Mostly because the pixel scaling was not... It did bother me a little bit at the... Well, it's because they made it obvious. It was the final, like, wish list now at the end, where they have a banner for the game, but then they also have a wish list banner that are just, yeah, that. Where it just is so obvious that, like, the pixel sizes are all over the place. It's like, if you, like, I think it's the quickest way to look tacky doing pixel art is to have the... Okay, wait, because they even show the logo. Yeah, there. They have the logo in one size, this banner in another size, and then the pixels here in a couple different sizes. It's all sorts of all over the place. Yeah, for having a publisher and everything, it looks like it, to me, it could use a little more polish, but what do I know? I still don't have anything published. I just have a large pile of nonsense on Edge. But a game about a fish tank that can shoot your fish, and you shoot your fish into other people's tanks to attack them as a fish in an underwater fish fight. That would be an interesting tank game to me. I feel like it's an AI image of a fish tank. I'm assuming that's what you were getting at, as a fish tank. And then it'd be like boarding a different pirate ship or something. Or I guess they even have that. You can do the cannons. A fish tank. Yeah, okay. But yeah, because I know... Rare's pirate game that is called... Yeah, these were all the games from the very beginning of the opening night live. Okay, this one wasn't, but okay, that is. I wonder if the sequel is going to build on this too. Interesting that it's down. Great. No, I've gotten too distracted by all sorts of nonsense. Okay. Okay, I do have, yeah, like I said, I thought I'd followed everything for Long Gone here. But at least it looks like they've gotten past this. Dang it. I was trying to mute there and I couldn't get the button. But I know they've shown off this. I was like, I feel like they did a video of that scene at the beginning that really impressed people, and now it looks like they're finally getting to showing off the rest of the game. Yeah, really neat art style. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm following on the everywhere. Ads? I already turned this stream into an ad for all the games at opening night live. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why routine looks so cool to me. This should not. This is not my kind of game. This actually had a... Yeah, I was gonna say, it said 2025. It actually had a release date attached to it this time. For the first time. Well, maybe not for the first time. They might have put a release date on it before. I don't entirely recall. Yeah, this looked kind of like simple indie game, mobile game almost. It's just really odd to see this in the middle of, like, here's Call of Duty. I don't remember what was front and back of this. I'm curious. It's one of those ones that, like, I will keep in mind that it exists, but I don't know that I would actually play it. I do. Okay, so I do have Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines in my Steam library already. Yeah, especially now that I've finished, whatchamacallit? Dishonored. And I've gotten into Dishonored 2. Yeah. This had a little bit of that first-person skulking about kind of thing, and I'm like, I didn't realize this was a thing that I like, but this is a thing that I like. I do like first-person skulking about. Also, I do see that it's ads. Well, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just finish putting this stuff on my wish list. Do I really want to put Bubsy 40 on my wish list? Yeah, I like a 3D platformer. And this does look kind of fun. I don't know if I'm super excited about Bubsy necessarily. I haven't played any of the games and just heard that Bubsy 3D is bad, of which they reference in the trailer for Bubsy 4D here. But I like a 3D platformer too much, and this does look fun. Atari. Sure, I guess I'll throw Atari on there. Atari Club. But they were just streaming PUBG? I'm never gonna watch this. I don't need to follow all of the everything everywhere. Social media is a little more useful, but like Twitch is... It's gonna be hard to follow. I feel like that Atari is one of those ones that has like a new CEO. That was doing some new stuff, clearly. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I did put this one on my wish list already, but I wanted to do this and make sure I click all of the links. Yeah, okay, because when the ads come back, I can show off how insane this game is. I can show off Routine as well. Because for some, I don't know why Routine is stuck in my head. It's a game that, like, just looks super cool to me. Because it is entirely not up my alley. It's a thing that I would like. Okay, and this was a... Yeah, I have no clue what... Or do I know what Ghost Runner is? But this was purely a cinematic, wasn't it? No, it has some gameplay mixed in, yeah. It does have some gameplay mixed in. The kind of first-person combat does look kind of neat. The, like, fire hand here is giving me, like, Bioshock vibes that... I mean, I do like Bioshock. It's reminding me of Witch Hand as well, which... I do like Witch Hand. No, Witch Fire, not Witch Hand. Okay, wait. Witch Eye is a game that I've played a little bit of and never finished. Witch Fire is a game that I'm waiting for it to... I'm never gonna play this. It looks cool, but I'm never gonna play it. Okay, there. Now I can show off this. This is like the second game of that opening night live that they hit you with. No, in the pre-show. The opening night live pre-show. It's just like, here's insane stunt train game. I don't know who comes up with stunt trains. But boy, does this look hectic. In a good way. Yeah, then suddenly robot scene. Like... And then the giant worm. I'm like, okay, no, I'm sold. This looks insane. Depending on the weather, may or may not make a very simple procedural maze tomorrow with some stuff in there. Just something smaller than any other project I'm planning on doing, so I can finally release something on itch again. You got me wanting to, like... Because I'm like, if you're looking for... I don't know if I have small idea... Like, I don't know if I have, like, the smallest of ideas on my idea journal. I could try to see if there's some small stuff. I feel like it's a thing I've already shared, too. Also, thank you for the points on there. Yeah, I was like, thank you for getting it up to the, actually just prototyping it. Let's see, did I have any small ideas on here? Yeah, toaster platformer, I think it'd be fun as a 3D platformer, but, like, that's not a small game. Let's see, are any of these, like, obviously small, like, weekend project kind of games? Well, if you want views on YouTube, there's you could do a Jackbox game. That is my one video that has a bunch of views. Do a Jackbox game and then tell people, hey, you did it. Yeah, I don't think any of these are like super small kind of games. Oh, Angry Birds platformer? As in you as in World of Goo. I think World of Goo did that as a thing. Yeah. The digital goo has it so that you can like arc where the goo is going and then jump your way up walls and stuff. That's probably a pretty small. And that's close to like a mobile game. I'm assuming you're looking for like a mobile game sized idea, or not mobile game, but a hyper casual mobile game essentially. Yeah, there's some fun stuff in here because I know that there's even a DS game that did like a cell RTS game where you can grow and split your units and stuff, which I thought was neat. Which I wanted to do with that snowman colony sim. Yeah, this is a mechanic that I wanted to play around with at some point. Is for that podcast that I like, the Dungeons and Daddies podcast. They let you submit user generated items, and one of the items I did was a sword that just grows to a certain length. Which I guess there are a couple of games I can think of that do sword of any length. Used to listen to it during work. It's one of those like I don't know if I'm proud of it or not, but the I believe I have the most user submitted items on the show. And that was funny to me too. It's just like I submitted a bunch of users submitted items, and then they picked the character name of Vince, and I was like, of all the things you could have picked, and then they went and used a bunch of the items anyway. So it's like, okay. But yeah, a sword that can grow to any length is also, I think, a fairly small idea. Yeah, could re-record the audio on a tutorial for the Minecraft mod and release it on YouTube, but just thinking about doing audio and video editing tells me I likely won't be doing that. Yeah, that's like I still just need to edit the video. I recorded the video for the post-mortem on the GMTK jam, and then I just watched Squid Game all weekend and didn't edit the video, so yeah, I'd rather learn how to use Quaternions to do video editing. I'm not super opposed to video editing. I just need to make the time for it. And I had time this weekend, and I didn't make time for it, so I do need to just hire an editor, but I'm like, I don't make... Oh, I put the Dimmadome sword thing down twice. I just don't make a good enough content to, like... There's none of this that could be turned into a super good YouTube video, so it's like hiring an editor would not. Oh, voxel art Jump King. I don't think that would take too long to at least start just getting a character jumping up some platforms. Yeah, just do that in 3D. Just a bunch of platforms you jump up. I guess this one I can kind of put down as Agronome, essentially. Especially because Moen already does that as like an MMO. I guess that's not MMO necessarily, but... Yeah, not too many like super small ideas that are like weekend projects if you were looking for ideas. When was the first trailer for this? Did they have their like initial trailer that they did for Routine? It's funny because like the NASA punk aesthetic, when attached to like Starfield, didn't care about it. Didn't. But when it's in Routine here, I'm like, that looks neat. The fact that this is actually finally coming out is just insane to me. Possibly. So. Okay, enough of... I trolled through... I finished Gamescom, opening night live. We're good with that. I'm not doing this one. I'm only doing a couple of jams here. I'm not doing a ton of jams. I already submitted the thing for Down to Jam. I found out Deltarune has also made Gob tons of money, but still not nearly the 10 years worth of whatchamacallit. Also, hello. Oh no. Okay, wait, let's not do the echo version. Not that it's bad, just that I want to mix it up. Hello, welcome. It's too short. It needs more to it. I guess that's the welcome to the gnome pit. Go flop around in the muck with the gnomes. The gnome den, maybe. and then make it sound like it's an opium den or something. We're gonna do drugs here. That's what we're doing. Yeah, I think it's like number of syllables. I think how long the phrase is why it's hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Because hello, welcome is just it's too short, man. And I know about too short, man. Did I? Okay, we're gonna just do a mock up ball. So just a sphere. And then we put the green thing on there. Oh, and that was okay. I could do music. It's because I was watching videos there that I did not have any kind of music going. Why is your headspace always complicating stuff? You've come into the right place. Well, except if Brainoid comes in and says, hey, here's a better way to do it. I said I wanted to be simple, so I chose a simple maze game. After thinking about how to make it, I thought, why not add a map with a line showing the path you took through the maze and use the F-canvas element I learned about recently, so I could try the canvas element in practice. Well, to me, that sounds like you should just focus on the F-canvas element that you learned about recently and ditch the maze and make it much more about drawing a line. If that's the part that's interesting to you. And it might be one of those things of, oh, well, shoot. Okay, so maybe the ball size is different for these. Yes. Oh, and it has the shader and everything, too. Oh, these don't have the shader. Okay, yeah, those have the shader. But like the floor and walls and... But then it would be too little game. I wouldn't release a line on itch. Hey now, that's what, I mean, you add a little bit of narrative and a little bit of story to it. I don't think I have that list. No, I do. Wait. On that video that I need to edit and finish, I had my list of favorite games from the GMTK Jam, and on that list there was a game that was I was gonna say one of the top ones for me was literally just to draw a line. So geometry of the mind here was literally just draw a line around the dots. Now, the way they made it a little more difficult was, like, you have to memorize where it is and that you can only draw a line of a certain size. But even just drawing a line, you can make that an interesting game. Well, and that's the thing, too, is, like, are you looking to just put something on itch, or are you looking to, like, release a game or something on itch? Because there's a good amount of stuff that I've done. Oh, mazes are easy. You got like 15 years of experience in making mazes? That's cool. As in, like, actually designing your own mazes? Or are you talking like generating mazes? Or both? Also, why? Why 15 years of mazes? That seems oddly specific. Like, I like mazes, but I haven't done, like... Are you one of them? Did they give themselves a name in Inception? Like what the, what their crew was called? Are you an Inceptor, I guess? It's probably not the right phrasing. Are you putting dreams in people's head? Drew mazes as a child and never stopped. Okay. Yeah, I made Lego mazes. I made mazes out of Lego that you could roll a marble through. Like I said again with the marbles and stuff. That's why I'm so obsessed with this project that I keep not doing well with. Okay, wait, no. Okay, position-wise, you were fine. The size-wise, why are you sized funky? I know why you're sized funky, but... so it's like 60 then? No. Ah, shoot. Okay, maybe we do the other one? Or both of these animated, though, is the issue. Yeah, they're both animated by the silly animator that is not on idle. I thought I set the, yeah, ball idle, and the idle is the scale on the idle for the ball. It's so obnoxious that I can click into the animator, but that doesn't click you into the animation because you have to be clicking on the actual thing. It just seems odd to me. Yeah, so then the scale on the ball in its idle form, like that. Okay, it might be telling me that the prefab is just sized funny. The prefab is just sized funny, you goof. Okay, so what is the idle? That's not there. 80, 80, 80. Okay. So now take me out of the animator so I can go back to here. So I can go back to here so I can go to 80, 80, 80. There we go. Now you're... And we also do that here. 80, 80, 80. And now you're no longer as dumb. Okay, did it just stop the music or is this quiet? This is stopped. Okay. That was all of the music. I have listened to all of it. Yeah, speaking of stopped, there's no new music here either. It's like it's... Yeah, I think like all of these I've listened to too many times. Well, I don't know. I get far enough down, I probably have not heard a lot of this on repeat. Man, there's a few musical artists that like... They got some music out that I really heckin' enjoy, and then they just disappeared. I think it's another reason why I keep making art, is because you never know who actually cares about it, and... Okay, did I actually get a call today? I guess I'll have to double check that. Because I was expecting a call today, and then I got calls from numbers that I was like, nah, these don't look like... the area code is not correct, so... Don't have... Okay. They're doing a bunch of mazes and don't have a single maze game on itch. Yeah, you gotta fix that. First simple mazes, then expanded as I grew older. Having 3D mazes, prism mazes, mazes on cubes. That sounds crazy. Rearrangeable mazes. With a custom digital clock that generates a procedural daily maze using... Oh my goodness, you don't have any mazes on itch.io? Okay, no. I lied. Keep the maze part. You can't ditch it. If you've done so much stuff with mazes and don't have some kind of maze-related game on itch.io, then, no, you gotta fix it. I didn't realize that this was such a core integral part there. Yeah, no, you can't be doing that amount of maze stuff and then not actually have any games related to it. Even I have a maze game. I have 2 maze games at least. I'm not super huge on mazes, but I have 2 maze games at least. I made a little fake marketing maze on this one's, but that doesn't really count. Yeah, I made a spooky maze here, but that doesn't count. But yeah, that's a whole 3D maze that you can solve. This isn't really mazes, this is just nonsense, but yeah, and then this is the 3D maze that you can not do anything with. But maybe one day I will actually go and fix the multiplayer so that we can all stab each other to death. Could maybe phrase that better? But that is exactly what the game is, so... Yeah, so I have 2. Itch. I don't think I have anything else on my... whatchamacallit. Okay, so where did I put my balls? Where did I drop my balls? I guess this one coming out of the thing. Let me move this over by like 8? No. 10? It's probably too much, yeah. It is 8. I had it right the first time. Okay, then we get another one of these. Okay, give me another. Actually, no, that is what I wanted. Give me another empty object. That is the balls, and then we put the ball under the balls, and then we do the rest of these balls. So then that ball is headed into there. Ow. Yeah, I don't think that sitting on the couch watching too much Squid Game did anything good to my back, but I don't think it also broke my back as badly as I was expecting either. I thought my back was gonna be like screaming in pain after a weekend of sitting on the couch, and it's not happy, but it's also not completely destroyed like I thought it might be. It was not a good idea, but Squid Game is also very good, so it was hard to say no. 4? Yes. Oh, I guess I am kind of turning this to face the camera. I'm kind of putting the number in the direction. It doesn't... I don't know exactly how that's going to work. Did you figure out the numbers on ball stuff, or is it just a pre-drawn placeholder for the sake of making the game cover? Right now it's just the pre-drawn, for the sake of making the game cover. I think I actually did get the decal started, and then I was like, no, let's actually try to figure out the gameplay, and then I was like, okay, now we're gonna actually, like, make this like a mobile game, and, aim for all of the marketing material done first before the gameplay. I guess I do have it a little further. Okay, then what does that look like in tech camera? I lied. We might rotate everybody sideways. Oh, and then the camera needs to have a little more space up at the top. So we rotate you back up. This flag is also obnoxious. It's not fully working. Then there is also the post-processing effect of the wide-angle lens that I want to mess with as well. This is one of those, should I be messing with making the game cover? Well, and it's... I'm just trying to shortcut the, like... I want to... Okay, I did have too many balls here. How many balls did I have in the cover that I mocked up? Okay. You're not the extra ball. One of y'all is the extra ball for some reason. Okay, well, I guess we'd get rid of that, and then these are just going to be numbered oddly. Unless I fix it. Okay. There we go. So now you can actually see the numbers on the balls, kind of. And then, is there enough space to put the words for the game? And then, would this even make sense as a game cover? Right now, it looks a little intense. I could also pull the camera back a little bit. Okay, and then I definitely want to mess with the post-processing effect of the... Like, you gotta do the wide-angle lens. Like, that's just a thing. If you look at a game on Steam, it's gotta be the wide-angle lens. That's the Mesa update. I guess maybe not for Call of Duty. I guess not for Hades either. Really? None of y'all are gonna... Yeah, I was gonna say, here's a bit of that wide-angle lens. So maybe not for that one either. Yeah, I'm like, I don't have a guy, so I can't really do a guy as my, like, capsule image. I thought there would be more capsules that do, like, the perspective thing, but... Yeah, no, okay, that does a little more of the perspective thing. That's doing a little more of the wide angle. Could go one of two directions. A friendly hedge maze with some secrets hidden inside, daytime and happy, or you wake up in an abandoned place in the middle of the night type of maze where you walk around with a flashlight with a scary atmosphere, scare events, and secrets hidden around. Either you decide or I'll flip a coin. You could do Grun and do both. It's a hedge maze that you have to solve before it gets dark, and the scary things come out and chase you. That gives you a good reason to solve the maze as fast as you can. Although I don't know if you need to say, like, oh, that there's scary things that'll come out and get you. Just kind of hint that there might be scary things that'll come out and get you. Yeah, I did have that written down as an idea of doing, like, hands or, like, tentacles or something that come from two different directions and grab you. And, like, one, if one grabs you, it'll just drag you towards some endpoint. But then if two grab you, that's where it rips you in half. Kind of thing. That was definitely an idea that I had written down as, like, a thing that drags you off into the... whatever end point. This looks very Tabletop Simulator. Is this Tabletop Simulator or no? A novel card building roguelike. Also, that effect is cool. I was like, why was it showing me this? Well, okay, algorithm-wise, I can see why it would be showing me this. Okay, buy points to change your cards and stuff. Yeah, okay. Oh. You can't see anything in that image. You can see the bend on the house, though. I'm like, that's where they're doing the wide-angle lens. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, this is doing pretty well. It's 2 million in a month. But I think it's because they also gave you the full fantasy of dating literally anything. You're like, a box in the closet? I'll date that. Yeah, it was Maze Mice. Maze Mice also had the, yeah, wide angle lens. I like this song too much, dang it. Yeah, this is the other direction that I could go with it. It's much more like shapes and stuff. Where I just have the word, and then I have all of the stuff around the word. I mocked it up in this one way, so I kind of want to see how I can get it to look. Also, I just kind of want to see if I can figure out the post-processing again, and then see if I can figure out the wide-angle lens again. Okay, so the Unity wide angle lens. Unity? The fisheye camera? Okay, fisheye then, is that specifically what you want? No, I've messed with this before. I could have sworn with the post-processing effects. Guess scary hedge maze it is. I mean, you don't necessarily, like... Well, yeah, I guess emotionally it depends on what you want. Like, if you want just a chill solving the maze kind of thing, I would do, like, daytime. But if it's not about the maze, and if it's the atmosphere and the scares and the jumps... If you're looking for the metrics on itch.io, I would say scary then. Because that's literally all you gotta do is put a scary face on the cover. You just do a dark background, a scary face, and then there's some monster that chases you through a thing. But, like I said, my suggestion for the scary monster in the hedge maze is a giant hand or a tentacle that doesn't immediately kill you, but drags you off to some endpoint. Or if two hands manage to grab you, then you also die. Not that you have to do that, but if you are going off of the scary maze suggestion. Okay, how about just Unity post-processing effects? I'm like, how do you set that up again? Dadgummit. Okay, well, I guess I will watch that video while the ads play.
Hey guys, welcome. In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about post-processing in...
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say that.
Show you how to get them set up, and then we're going to walk through each one to see what they do. And at the end, I'll give you a few performance tips
I was
as
like,
well.
have I not
Ready?
watched
Let's
this
go.
video
First things
specifically?
first. To get post-processing working, we need to go to our camera and make sure that post-processing is turned on.
Okay, it is just a thing you have to click on the camera. Okay, and I do want to sit. Yeah, my mind keeps going back to Grun. Well, I mean, as you can tell by the thing that is currently on screen, stylized is the direction I would head, personally. And I think that's easier to do on a quick weekend timeline, too. So that would also be my vote. would be stylized. I like it better, and I think it's faster in some regards. Well, I guess unless you have a hedge maze, or just like some hedge somewhere that you can pick up and mess with. Okay, so camera post-processing is on. Then we watch the rest of the video.
And if you want to be able to see it in your scene view, make sure it's turned on there as well, but I'm going to leave it off for now. Next, we need a post-processing volume.
Why did he turn it off exactly?
There are two kinds, global and local. Now for local, these all work the same. They're just different shapes. Mesh obviously being the option that we'd want if we need a custom shape. I'm just going to select a box volume. Now this created a game object with a local volume component and a box collider. Now whether you're working in 2D or 3D, it does not matter. This volume is going to look for a collision with your camera and then begin to apply your post-processing based.
I thought these were camera post-processing effects, but I guess it would make sense for them to be in a certain area as opposed to attached to the camera. Or I could attach them to the camera. Okay, so... Which one was it again? Immediately forget what it was. The box volume. Volume. Under rendering. There we go, volume. I likely have a hedge somewhere. I've been collecting the originally monthly, now every Tuesday free assets given away by Epic for a decent time. Yeah. If you have a bunch of free assets that you've been collecting, most likely you've got some kind of hedge. Well, and I think ideally you'd want like that hedge wall to make a hedge maze, but it's probably what you have too if somebody has like a hedge. I guess it doesn't have to be a... Even if it is just a hedge box, that's probably perfect for a maze too. I have not drunk any water this entire time, ruh-roh. And like Grun didn't do... It's like it just did kind of a flat color, kind of a flat style, right? Which I'm also a big fan of this kind of style too. Yeah, because they even have some hedges in here too. I guess you can't see them like image-wise or anything, but yeah, I don't feel like I ever got to the true end of that game either.
Shape. I'm just going to select a box.
But I think it would take me a lot of poking around to find it, and I didn't want to look up a guide.
And a box collider. Now whether...
Okay, so it gives me a box volume and... It's only 7:30. Yeah, I don't know that I slept super well.
2D or 3D, it doesn't.
The juice I had yesterday was a bit too much. Would be a good exercise in post-processing. That's what I'm doing with this too, is just to remember how to do post-processing.
Apply your post-processing based on the blend distance. I'm going to set this to 10 because I do want it to blend and not just instantly snap to the full effect. I'm going to set up my box collider over here. And even though I'm working in 2D, I do need to make sure to jut it out far enough on the Z axis because my camera is sitting at -10 on the Z. So let's create a new profile and add our first override. Bloom is...
Okay, so where is this exactly? Now what happens if I just put it on the camera? Because that's where I want it anyway. And in this regard, it doesn't really matter exactly. where it is. Okay, a scale of 1, and then the box collider's at a scale of 1. Okay, I guess I can mess with the size of it after I figure out what the post-processing volume override stuff.
And on the Z. So let's create a new profile and add our first override.
Okay, new profile. Add our first override, which is post-processing. What was it? It's not depth of field. Depth of field gives it a nice blur, but I'm looking for the lens distortion.
Bloom is first, so I'm just going to use that. Now for bloom, the first two options here are the most important.
Game's starting to
Threshold
take
is gonna
shape,
check
although
if
only in
any
your
of the
head.
pixels
Gotta
are
start
above
writing
this
stuff down.
number in brightness, and if they are, it's going to...
Well, and I know for me personally, just because I said it as an idea that I want to make at some point, or I want to have seen made at some point, is the hand that chases you through the world and then pulls you back to some end point. I don't know how you would escape it necessarily, but that could be as easy as just mash a button to escape. And make sure it doesn't drag you back to its lair. Or, like I said, if there's two hands, make sure it doesn't run into the other hand and then you get ripped in half.
Apply bloom at the intensity level that we set here. Now, nothing's happening right now because we're using a local volume. But if I hit play, you can see as the camera gets closer to our collider over here, it's going to start to apply that effect. And as we pass through it, it's going to fade out as well. And it's working that way because this is a local volume and we set our blend distance.
Oh, I guess that's, you set it to a global volume then? Okay, yeah, we do global. And then we can mess with, aha! Now I gotta figure out how to position it. It's not the bend I was thinking of. Maybe the Y multiplier? Maybe the X multiplier? Maybe the Z multiplier? There is no Z multiplier. And that just, oh my goodness. That's super cool. Okay, yeah, this kind of distortion thing. If the theme ends up being something like distortion in the down to jam, just because I threw that in there's some fun stuff that you could mess with. Yeah, I would love to do different kinds of like animal eyeballs. I thought about that as a YouTube video at some point too. Hand that drags you down underground and releases you in a random place in the maze again. I mean, there's also, like, if we're talking, like, hands that grab you, that's the classic thing in Zelda of the hand that falls down from the ceiling, grabs you, and teleports you back to the start of the level as well. Yeah, starting to overcomplicate things again, but maybe some items that help you with navigation. But you can only hold one item. Your other hand is always holding a flashlight, so you have to decide what to take with you. I would lean away from the navigation aspect of like the having a line that helps guide you, or another item that helps guide you, just because it's about solving a maze. Like, I think having some kind of thing to mark the walls or something would be nice. Yeah, just because you could do like a sticker decal or something. You just have an ability to put stickers on the walls as a like a navigation aid. But like I said, I would almost just lean away from any kind of navigation aids. Both of the maze games I have, you don't have any aids. You just have to figure out where you are and where you're going. Which, because like I said, you're solving a maze. That's more interesting to me personally. Okay, and then the question is, do I want to? I feel like that's what I want. Kind of. But it's bending everything when the actual thing I had here, and maybe this is more of a shader effect to actually bend the world instead of the camera. So oh, the line would show up at the end showing what path you took through the maze once you made it to the end. Yeah. That's always fun to see the actual path that you took and how much meandering you did and wandering around and like the actual record. The fact that they did that with did they do that in Breath of the Wild? I know they did that in Tears of the Kingdom, but the fact that Tears of the Kingdom has a line that shows you where you've been in the world is crazy because it's like that's a massive open world. I'm assuming saving a bunch of points on a line is really not that difficult, but it just did seem kind of crazy that they had here's your entire route through the world. It was like, no, don't do that. I don't need that. No. I don't need to know how much spinning in circles I was doing. Well, shoot, I did get the post-processing effect. Now, is it the center of the post-processing effect? Will that... whoops. Will that change it dramatically? It's not. It's based on the intensity that I have it at and stuff, so... Yeah, maybe with the camera effect, getting a bit of the body cam. But since you're going to stylizing, perhaps using cell shading. Don't think body cam would fit at all. Yeah. No, I entirely agree that if you did stylize, then no body cam. But if you did... Hello. Oh, I did the echo. Hello, welcome. I guess I could just pause. It's become just chatting at this point, but I was trying to make this in Unity. Vaguely. That's kind of what the fuck this was. That was the attempt, the intent there was to try to do that. I don't know, does it look good? Based on what the fuck is this? I would guess no, but... Let's see, and then if I do 3D object text and then put plunk on there, what's that look like? You see, I never know how to interpret, like, curse words. Like, strong curse words. I'm assuming it's supposed to be mostly confusion, but... the font? Where's my font? Didn't I have another font? It's not on a per scene basis, so... the one, yeah, the one hello does feel lacking now. Like you don't actually welcome somebody fully. So. Oh, it was buffered and couldn't watch it. Seeing an extreme lens distortion effect. Yeah, like I said, I was trying to get, and I think it's probably more of a shader effect to get the world to bend like this. But I was seeing what I could do with the distortion there too. Also, doesn't it? Okay. Also, music. It's too quiet. Now, font. I swear I added the font, right? Or no, did I not add the font? Fonts? Am I thinking of the last project I did where I added the font? I haven't added it to this project. That seems kind of wild to me. Okay. Where is that font file? Probably still under download somewhere. Text mesh print font asset creator font. Yeah, okay, I do have to go dump it somewhere. Set a folder. Fonts. And then I gotta go find that. I really don't know where. Hey, look, it's kind of getting back to rapping like I was doing this morning. I don't know why, but every song I was listening to was like, let's attempt to rap. It's like, this is a country song. Yeah, I tried listening to some country music this morning, and I say tried because the radio was just like, here's some ads, here's a guy talking, and I'm like, that was 2 songs in. There was a song every 10 minutes. It's like, I see why I don't listen to the radio much. It's a bit complicated than just throwing the built-in processing thingy, but maybe try keeping this handy. It's an old video, but something along those lines. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've seen this. This was the exact video I was thinking of. Was the, curved world effect. Because I think they do it in both directions, too. I love my planetoids, so the fact that you could also do it with a shader was like, okay, yeah, no, that's... So yes, thank you for relinking me this, because that's exactly what I was thinking, is to do that curved world effect like this. Especially because it is just for this. The actual game, I would not, most likely, not want to mess with doing a curved world like that. But... okay. Yeah, I'm realizing that might be just my own preferences for curse words. It's like I save it for major anger or confusion. I save curse words for strong emotions. And I save strong emotions for negative emotions, pretty much. Fonts. Okay, there. Now we say fonts. There we go. Give it me the fonts. It does still sound angry to me. Having a curse word in the middle, it does still sound angry to me. Managed to turn the weekend project into a full week project in a short amount of time. But at least it's more productive than Minecraft and Peak. So, language barrier. I don't think that's actually a language thing. I think that is more of a me personally. I just tend to. Well, and I think curse words are tend to more often be used in negative contexts as opposed to positive contexts. So maybe it's just a matter of all sorts of curse words today. You're gonna be naughty today. We're gonna bust out all the fucks. You have so many fucks to give? Is that how we're rolling that? Maybe fuck off is better than fuck you. Well, and this is the thing about fuck you, is also that it could be somewhat attractive. As in, like, you know, I want to fuck. So it depends. If you want, like, a fully negative, then, that one's for Brainoid. Too many curses at once. Stream's gonna get demonetized. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like if you do a curse generator, of like generating new curse words, it could very much be like, this is a demonetization 100% speed run. Okay. It's well, and I think it is one of that like it's an emotional thing too, of like that looks like a strong emotion. So now I'm like, what the fluff was I doing? Where the fluff is this? Where the flippin' heck? It's like that's no, that's we're just playing with the idea of curse words, and yet it defaults to like, oh well, okay, now let's start using them for everything. So yes, right now it is a negative 9.9k ball in the corner pocket. Well, that was my number test of like if I want to put a big number on here, or it's like if how many math notations could I put on this before it gets too busy? And this was like I think this is as busy as it'll need to get, but I don't know about the well, and I know me personally, I would want to keep the numbers as small as possible and not be getting anywhere near scientific notation. But I know if there's any amount of like doubling or multiplication or something, that can easily jump it up to an insane amount. Okay, so now we put you over. We rotate it by 90. Or by 45, rather. And then we go. Did I change the center of the lens distortion to be lower? I changed it, and then I changed it back, so it should be back to where it was. Yeah, the center is back to centered. I think I did change the... Yeah, I think that's what I dragged, was the actual game view. Which I guess I could do. Like a maximized and see how it looks maximized. So... Yeah, so didn't like it that way. Excuse me, balls? Wait a second, you're not actually supposed to have any information on there. I just liked the fact that the shaders were all existed and stuff. Don't actually go anywhere. I lied. You don't need to be doing anything. This is purely mocking up the visuals of the game, in which I kind of do have enough time to be doing the colors for these. Of which I started the decal stuff. Okay, the plunk. Where are the title text here? Oh, outline. I can just throw an outline on this. Outline me, please. And then thickness. I like them thick. Okay, maybe not that thick. Okay, there's a good amount of these. I'm like, I actually have a lot of these on a favorites playlist. Which is, this is one of those artists that, like, if I have this many on a favorites playlist, it's kind of sad that there's not more. So. Designed and implemented 8 curios. Productive day. Also drew temporary programmer art for them. I think I saw some of that on the Discord. I saw that there was some new stuff. Okay, so that... Wait, I thought the curve was going in both directions, but this doesn't look like it's... Yeah, okay, so they... Yeah, it's funny, this scale, just like... insane immediately off the bat. Yeah, now I'm like... I don't know how proud I was of distortion as a theme for the Down to Jam. But messing with this, I'm like... maybe. Like, doing different views of... like fisheye lens or like all sorts of animal eyes, so yeah, I only shared one of them. Okay. Oh, I didn't switch out the font. I added the font and then never actually switched out the font here. I was like, something looks off. font. Give me my silly font that I wanted. Okay. Now what the heck, or why are you not doing the mother flipping thing? What the heck? Okay, so give me the outline. Oh, it's because it's the same color on the same color. That's why it's invisible. Okay, and I didn't actually have a... Oh, I guess for my little, whatchamacallit, my thingamabob. Yeah, this mock-up here. That is basically... So it's changing out the color on the different balls and stuff. Okay, let's get rid of the post-processing. It's kind of working. It's like, Okay, so now we are... Can I just switch out the color? If I say ball, that is the ball material. Dadgummit, mother flippin' heck, I just want to switch out the color on this. Ooh, I can. There we go. Okay, so now we do... So we ball all of them. No, that is the ball. Ah. Bugger off, it's all of the balls. Dang it. Okay, so if I want to do different colors, I gotta actually make the materials for the different colors. Boo, hiss, boo. Slime, filth, putrescence. Boo, boo. That's even just a dream sequence in that movie. And it's fantastic and quotable. Okay, that wall also needs to have a shader on it. I know it's just a basic thing here, but... what's the... It's outline shader? So... shader? There we go. So now at least everything that's touching that outer edge is shadered. And then the flag, that could actually be a prefab thing. At least the flag. The ground was looking off when I added a shader to it. And instead of fighting with that right now... Oh, the pole. Okay. So you and you and you. So not the hole for now. We add the shader. Ah, I was a little afraid of that. Okay, so now we do separate y'all. Just a little bit. Oh, you were exactly on the same position. Okay. So now if I do like a 0.1. And then we do like a -0.1. Are you all separated? Gotta keep them separated? You don't look separated at all. Okay, so with that... Oh, and that was along the sea anyway. That's the other thing I was afraid of, is that it was just gonna confuse me. Okay, so 0.1. Yeah, and they just needed to be separated slightly. So... Well, yeah, congrats on getting 8 different curios implemented. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, upping that however many plus. Oh, I think I saw that there was actually the publisher was announced as attached to Replicat as well. Which, congrats on making that fully a thing. Like, have they said anything about, like, tweaks? I guess how is working with a publisher been so far? I'm assuming there hasn't been much that's gone on, but if you are still here, I'd be curious how working with a publisher has gone even in this initial... Okay, still too early to say. Well, I didn't know if they had an immediate, like, here's something you could change about your Steam page or something. Because I think it depends on the publisher as to how hands-on or hands-off they're going to be. Okay, I think that this is the... Yeah, the back is the front. At least that I see as the front of the flag, so let's relabel these. How is it not even 8 o'clock? I'm just like so ready for bed. Although I don't know that I slept super well because it was a little cold last night because it's been a little rainy, which has been a little surprising. And then I do think that syrup that I sucked it down yesterday was too much. Okay, I don't want them that separated. That's a bit too much. It does literally need to just be an amount, not... Okay, or at least this will double check that that is just any amount is enough of an amount. I was like, that didn't take, did it? Okay, there. There we go. Okay. So it is kind of doing an outline. It looks like the top of the pole there looks funky. Oh, this does have an outline on it too now, doesn't it? Why did that... Why is that how it decided to do the outline? That seems a little odd to me. But okay, whatever. Okay, now we do a bunch of materials for colors. Basic, like, okay, copy you. So then ball color. Well, colors for the ball. No, probably ball and then colors. Probably more important than it is the ball material and then the colors for the ball. Yeah, okay, if I just do a ball and then say that's ball, and then we just copy you, and then red. No, ball, red. Do it backward. Then we'll make it a little easier to sort through. What are good approaches to avoid overscoping? Did I put any in that video that I was trying to finish? I don't know that I have any... I have not been super successful at not overscoping. But I guess if I have overscoped a lot of times too. Actually, something that did help me a bit, and somebody did actually say that was a good idea, was the, which I still overscoped, but the Windfall game, the way I approached that one was I had a single, like, trailer moment that I was trying to get. Like, I just wanted the moment of you jump off of a building, you grapple an airplane, and then you hijack the airplane. So that was just like one small moment from a trailer. And that's kind of what I aimed for. And then I put like way too much effort into like making buildings and stuff. But I think that is one way you can go about it, is saying, okay, what single moment do I want? Which I think is somewhat mechanical, but also somewhat like, in this case it was like a trailer that I had in mind. Get better, get faster, so you keep things under scope. Well, that's kind of saying, like, the faster you work, the more that you can scope and not have it be, like... I feel like that's not really a scope thing. I think that's just saying, like, if you manage to finish stuff faster... Yeah, this answer feels a bit like get good. That is what it... Yeah, get better. It does sound like get good. And then whatever large scope you have will not be as large. That is one way to approach it, yeah? Don't know if that's a super replicable way to approach it. And actually, I think I will take the ad break and come back. It's odd. I sat down for just a little bit, but then my back was like, no, now I'm unhappy. I'm like, ugh, and gummit. Yeah, know your limits and design around them is definitely a good one. I think that's really the key to overscope. But I also do think that the Eddie jam that's longer than 4 days is just an opportunity to put too much into it. It's just that I've been getting to like the idea of the maze game enough that I'm thinking maybe I should add in multiplayer mode. As if the rest wouldn't take long enough. It's just that I know I'm able to do multiplayer, but it takes longer as I've not done a ton in multiplayer. But then again, doing multiplayer is the only way to get better at doing multiplayer, but there are also other ideas in the game that I put in there to train and learn. I get that's another one for overscope. It's also, what is your goal? Like, if you can say exactly what the goal of what you're trying to do is, then that'll also help you say, okay, is this adding to or taking away from that goal? So it's like, if you're trying to learn, then make it as big and complicated as you can. You'll learn a ton. But if you're just trying to release something, I would say make it as simple as you can. As I continue to overcomplicate this project anyway. But I mean, I'm also not complicating it with, like, let me learn how to rig a model and stuff. This is like, okay, let me do some basic shape building in Blender. God, I need to get a new keyboard. Or switch out this keyboard. Or something. Well, and if I wanted to match this up directly to... Okay, no, this is just different colors. Do you really have to give the theme when the jam starts? This is for the Indie Den Godot jam? Well, okay, is their question that they want the theme before the jam starts? I think that's another one that you can get way too into overscoping if you're able to brainstorm like your perfect idea before the jam starts. Unless they're asking, do you really have to have the do release the theme a couple days into the jam? Do a 4-day jam, and then only on day 2 or 3 actually release what the theme is supposed to be. That sounds like it would be awful. I found out them because they dropped a comment to the Reddit post down to jam. Oh, and yeah, Godot, so I would not have seen that at all. Got 94 people joining. Oh, and it's on a Twitch stream. Oh, 5 p.m. As in they just released the theme. Okay, I don't know Godot. I would like to learn Godot, especially when people are all excited about it. I barely touch it, and it's like, it's the best engine ever. It's super cool. And I'm like, well, I have had some issues with Unity, so tempting. Yeah, a game where you just have to make a game and then reshape it to fit the theme on the final day. do the AAA jam, where you make the game, and then on the final day, you actually get the theme that you have to try to cram your game into. The exec just came back from playing some other game and said, hey, can you make our game more like this game? It does sound like such a fun, stupid idea for a jam. You only get the theme on, like, the last day or two. Be really curious to see what people make, or how half-assed the themes become. I don't know that I started. Did I write? I feel like I did start a doc of like game jam themes, because I think it would be an absolute blast to run my own jam. Yeah, game jam themes. Oh yeah, because I was writing them down for whatchamacallit. But still. Okay, like progress jam being, because I mentioned that as well. Which was just to make progress on an old project. And then AAA jam. Theme is only revealed most of the way through the jam. There we go. I don't know if anybody would enjoy doing a game jam like that, but I think that also shows the dangers of doing some AAA games and stuff too, is if you keep getting pulled in different directions, it's hard to get something super good out of it. Added a curio called the right tool in the wrong place. Can you guess what the icon is for it? The right tool in the wrong place. Like an angle? Like a right angle tool? Because that has right in the title. It's a right tool in any place. Plunk is a good theme. I see, it's somewhat tempting, just because it's... Problem is, I want to keep the name to myself. I don't want it to have a whole bunch of other games already attached to the name before I... Oh, it's a Half-Life reference. That's that game with that gnome in it, right? That's how I know Half-Life is because it's got Gnome Chomsky in it. Yeah, okay, I did have Plug Down as a theme. I don't think it's actually that bad of a theme, but I want to keep it for my game. That's right, it goes in the square hole. It is such an incredible video. That's right, it goes in the square hole. And then the secondary video of girl just breaking down in tears. Okay, that is not a red ball. Unless you're colorblind and can't tell. That is a green ball. Okay, I don't remember. Because I could try to match these up with like pool balls and stuff too. Also, welcome. Hello, hello. Yeah, it sounds right. It sounds better to do the full echoing. The cadence just comes off wrong if it's just hello, welcome. I guess I could say it long. I could take longer to say it and see if that helps too. Hello, welcome. No, there's still something off. I'm answering this question for myself as to why streamers do the hello, welcome. It just sounds good. It sounds right. Greetings. Oh, that would be a fun sound effect. Wait. Greetings. I don't think it's like it's not their. Really? They don't have just the YouTube channel right off the bat? Okay, and I know it's not their most popular video. I think it's up there as a fairly popular video though, right? Yeah, the handbag goblin. I am the handbag goblin.
Hey, have you seen my phone?
Oh, it's so cool that he's wearing a jungle shirt.
Greetings. I am the handbag goblin. I know where your phone is, but first you must complete my quest. Enter my handbag and climb atop. Oh fuck! If you won't accept my quest, you must answer these riddles 3. What? It's in the fucking couch. Greetings.
It's so good. Greetings. Yeah, see, get that as a sound that I could play. Yeah, I gotta. That only works for new people though. Rather handbag goblin than a mind goblin. Mind goblin, these nuts. Got him. I don't know if I know all of the D's nuts jokes, but I do know a few of the D's nuts jokes. Well, I know because speaking of Dungeons and Daddies, at one point there, I know they did a moment in that where they had did an impactful moment with a D's nuts joke. I was adding colors. Do I want to do all of the colors? Did I do the estimate me today? We're not going to talk about that. That one, I believe that, yeah, because I'm thinking, I did the ones for the weekend yesterday, and I think I've done the kind of meh on all of them recently. So, yeah, no, I was wildly, I guessed way too many with the first 2 guesses, and then got a little closer on the 3rd guess. But yeah, my estimation powers were, like, way off. I thought this thing was absolutely crammed with cubes, and it was like, no, that's... Yeah, it's... It's because all of my things are on the work computer. I do all the estimate means on the work computer, so there's no evidence of me doing this, but... Oh, a cup of diced peaches. I guessed wildly over. I wildly overpromised on that one. Scoop of Cheerios. I think I did better. Turtle emojis. I think I did. Mini starbursts. This doesn't seem familiar to me. I had to have done it though, right? I don't think it was on the. Or did I miss that one? Do I have to go back and do that when I? Yeah, I remember the jelly beans. Yeah, no, these recent ones I've been doing kind of terrible at. Oh, that was your fear with this one? Is the people doing some wild guesses for the cubes in the sphere? Someone guessed 30? It's just clearly more than 30, so... Oh, we're going to be putting thumbnails for the archive puzzles. Okay. Yeah, I was like, the only... well, and the only reason I would want some kind of login to... is just to share my scores. Is when you ask about it. I'm like, I could show exactly how bad I do at this. But I'm not on my work computer. Okay, we're going to just say... Here's a red ball material. This. You goof. Okay, this will be a blue ball. This will be a green ball. This will be a yellow ball for now, and then I could do the green like paint effect. I keep doing it on the wrong one. Okay, and then we say the green has painted a nice path here. And then we do yellow coming in this way, blue coming in that way, and red outgoing that way, and red on you. And on you. This feels like it needs some other color or something, so. Login would be nice for those cases. Well, and it's not necessary. It's not like I log in and look at all the scores on some of my other games and stuff either. It's just in this case of like, I have been playing the game, I swear. It's just not super visible. Okay, does this feel like it's a bit too busy now? Because I think in the concept I did not have the different colors coming in. Yeah, it's just this one that has the colors. So if I back up what I just did, or undo what I just did rather. The balls are making it colorful anyway. I don't know what to do about the plunk for the color of plunk in the background either. Oh, maybe we make this green just to match the... Oh, it's gonna make it shiny though, right? Guess not. Is this anything? Yeah, it could have a stats import export instead. Yeah, it is not a super necessary thing. I don't know if it's like an easy way to do it, and I don't know how many people would want to export all of their stats for all of the games. As long as you could do the archive to play the game, I think that's fine. Well, I guess I could play the game and memorize the number of what the actual answer is, and then I can come back over here onto this computer and then answer with the right answer every time. And make it look like I am Mr. Perfect. So, yeah, I think maybe 5% would use it. Well, and especially if it's not like a login, log out kind of thing, and it's an import, export your stats kind of thing, I don't know that would get very much use at all, unfortunately. Let's see. So do I want to make this bigger, or do I want to just pull it closer to the camera? And then what does this look like if I do this as a... Yeah, just play maximized. And ruin all your global stats. Well, that's yeah. Don't ruin any stats, but yeah. Okay, so I still need to add some kind of numbers on this, but it's one of those like, is this anything? No. I think it would need the shader effect to get the full like bend, to get the. This does feel a little more separated the way I drew it, but and that might be the shader effect would do the do I want an exclamation mark for what exactly? For the ruining all the stats. Again, the music keeps getting turned off. Do you prefer flashlights that can run out of battery or permanent light? If we're talking in reality, if you can have like an infinite energy battery, then I guess you've solved more than just flashlights. But in a game, it depends. Because I think in a horror game, you probably do want a... Oh, for Plunk. Yeah, he's thinking... Yeah. The exclamation point on Plunk. Personally, I like the just word as opposed to the like... Well, see, and I think that's the other reason why I was gravitating towards the flags as like a goal and a thing, is because that's where you would get the plunk part of it, is the ball, plunking into the goal. And if I get rid of the goal as a thing, you don't have the plunk aspect of it. It's like, wait a second, something's missing. It's not plunking into a goal. But there's some other thing that I could do as like the plunk. Yeah, okay, and I still want to mock up some kind of buttons and stuff too. Oh, because that's the other thing I don't have on the concept, or the thing that I haven't added to this Unity version is this pin here. Because instead I'm thinking it would be a button. Well, can I just do a cylinder real quick and then just make it like a certain color to make it look like a button? Just like super duper real quick. Super uber duper real fast. You could still have the flags. Thought the plunk was the sound of balls bouncing off of stuff. Well, I think it works no matter what. I don't think it necessarily has to be the ball dropping into the cup, but when I think of plunk, I think of like a rock dropping into a lake or into like a cup of water or something. You get that like that specific kind of splash. That like a little bit of a sploosh effect is what I think of for the word plunk. But I know plunk is also just noodling around on an instrument. It's just like you're not actually trying to play music, you're just fiddling. It's like, I feel like there's another word beyond like noodle and fiddle. That's what I was doing. I was trying to make a button real quick. So this is 1. If I scale this up to 0.8. Oops. So I guess 1.8. Can I make this look like a button real quick? And then we put it into the ground. Okay, not that big. 0.5, 0.6 maybe. Yeah, I'm definitely still gonna keep definitely still keeping Plunk as the title no matter what. And then I'm assuming I can find some idea for the flags. And I could also get rid of the hole as a thing and not have the... Because I know, like, Brainoid was mentioning, is you could do it like Biggle John and stuff too, where it's just a bunch of pegs that get And that's exactly what that bounce defense game has too. Is the balls are just passing by a bunch of pegs and hitting the pegs to do stuff. Okay, so I guess technically I want it there based on the image. No, wait, where was this? The yellow ball is off, right? Are the flags off? One of these is slightly off. Maybe we move the yellow ball over. So, like 2. And then undo the coloration on that. And put that there. And then we do the button. It was like the button's gonna get completely lost and drowned. So that's not necessarily a good test, but... Yeah, I think if I wanted to actually show up with a button in the image, it would be something like that instead. Or it would need to be like a button that was already passed, essentially. And then I put like a little number on there as well, so... Yeah, a little grid-based nubby. Either, I'm not sure if you're talking the game or if you're talking like a nubby as a thing, but either works. Also, I don't think I exactly placed this right. I almost did. Wow. For just hand placing, that was pretty dang close. Yeah, okay. I don't think I would end up with gray as like a... Okay, whatever. This is getting pretty close to like I just need to call it quits. Yeah, it's 8:30. I wanted to go for a walk still because I was lazy and was like, I'm just gonna make some pasta. It's like, okay, now we need to go walk off the pasta here, bud. Wait, that's white, and that's white. Wait. I was gonna say this is a solid white too, right? Okay, excuse me. Somebody's making this look gray. This looks gray to me. Why does this look gray to me? Because it's saying this is white, and it's saying this is white. But that looks gray to me. Directional light? What color are you? Color. Okay, well that's now as white as possible. Why does... I just want the text on the here to look completely white. And it looks gray. I want it to be brighter. Why does this look white and then this? It's backward. Is it backward? No. It's not backward. It just looks gray to me. It doesn't look white to me. So, guess I'll see about the flashlight energy thing once I actually have something. Implement a system so the energy could run out in the test and decide to keep it or leave it out. I would say just go without the battery and just do the fly. Like, because that's easy. I would go with the easier answer, and then if you feel like you need an extra mechanic on top of it, then add it. But otherwise, and I don't know. I think because then I think if you have a battery that runs or a flashlight that runs out of battery, you also need batteries to go pick up and stuff too. So that's just more mechanics and stuff. Plunky's colorful number factory or ball factory. And yeah, I played just a little bit of nubbies. I probably could do a little bit more nubbies. Probably could throw a run of other like certain games and stuff in here too, just to test them. Like at the end of the day, just do a run of a game. Okay, do I want to do... Okay, how long is it going to take to do a build? I want to go for a walk. Sure, it's going to be a little dark, but at least it's not going to be too hot. It is kind of fun to go walking when it's a little late sometimes, too. Okay, this is the... Where is cover? Oh, this isn't in the builds, is it? No, where is the list of the add open scene? If you know what I mean. Why the heck are we going back to doing rap? Yeah, it's gonna sound like crap, and then I say it's a trap because that's the Star Wars reference. It's all the same rhymes. It's a damn crime. Then we add curse words in there just to add filler words too. No, I think I'm a little too tired to do random rapping. Despite the fact that the... Okay, and I don't need that one for now. Also, I didn't move it off of the sample scene. Ruh-roh. I feel like I put a good amount of thought into this project and also have no progress made on this project, and that's probably true on both counts. Okay, not the scene list. There we go. I was like, I want this, and then this, and then this. Can I do a dirty build? Can I do a dirty build? I almost put July. I'm like, what year is it? Oh no, time is passing. Stop it. I want to watch all of Squid Game and then at the end be like, oh, well, it's still the morning. I still have the rest of the weekend. Not, oh no, it's bedtime on Sunday and I've done nothing but watch Squid Game. I just need to go up into space. And then, from the relativity of the planet. Unblock. Don't. Oh no, you're blocking the build files too? You dumb. You goof. Oh, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. I could have just done full screen it and then clip it and snip it. Snipping it would have been better. It would have been easier and faster. It made more sense. I overcomplicated it. I want to go run around the block. Okay, not run. I want to go for a walk real quick. So that I can feel a little less like a blob. Although I was eating less the past couple of days. So I feel less like a blob. But I think it's also because I ate a bunch of pasta today that I feel more like a blob. But I also didn't get groceries over the weekend that I probably should have. I keep enough stuff around that well, because it's not like I'm getting a bunch of freezer food either. It's like it's just I'm making like a quesadilla, which is good, but not a ton of like healthy greens and vegetables. I definitely need some more greens. Well, it's a spinach tortilla. That's green, right? That's the tortilla part is the more important part there. You're just gonna... Okay, did that do anything? I'm assuming that just completely exploded and crashed and burned. That did not do anything, did it? Mistakes were made. Okay, I lied. I do want to just take off and sleep and go to bed and stuff, and everybody's already done that anyway. It's 8:30. Everybody disappears at 8:30. And then I go look at the... how many people? Well, that was an odd thing yesterday where I was like, oh look, 8 people, and it was like it was just right when I ended the stream there happened to be 8 people, which was surprising to me. Okay, snooze the ads. I'm literally finishing the stream here. I'm just doing a quick snip of this so that I can post something on social media to feel like I did something. Is this impressive? Is this anything? No, not. It's a progress, though. That's the thing. Oh, it already saved it as a screenshot? Okay. There. And And then do we drop it on social media now? Yes, because I'm not going to remember to do it in the morning. So, Blue Sky, and yeah, those are the ones that you can do photos on real easy. And then you, and then you, and then I really, because that was the other thing I was going to do this weekend. I wanted to do some video editing to finish that one video for the Down to Jam. And then I wanted to do some Twitch clips so that I actually have more Twitch clips to post. And then I wanted to do anything else with my life. And I didn't. And I watched Squid Game, but Squid Game is very good. Okay. Sometimes I like doing these just like proof of life posts. Not that they're good, but just that I'm still making something. It's not easy because I overcomplicate everything, but I'm still making something. Indie game. Mock-up. We'll see if that's even a thing. Whatever. If it's not, it's not. Doesn't matter. Here's a proof of life post for the surprisingly people that care. That like actually gets likes and stuff, which is always confusing to me. Whatever. Again, it's a bunch of nothing. And then nobody looks at Facebook anyway. But this takes me all of 2 seconds. So. Okie dokie. We keep the system for flashlight energy super simple. Just an energy percentage float with a charge fill percentage function exposed to blueprints and a getter function. Hook up the setter to the flashlight so it turns off when energy is low. So just a bare bones. So battery draining and blueprints. Well, how does it charge again? If it seems good to have, I'd improve it, and then if not, just never touch the flashlight power. Well, I definitely think it's not like a bad idea, so I think the cover that I made looks decent. Well, there's obviously a lot of extra stuff that needs to be added to it, and I do, because obviously I want to put the numbers on the balls. The button needs some kind of extra edit. Like, the button actually needs to have like the outline and stuff added to it. And I want to round out the button and everything anyway. And then the font, I need to separate the font colors and stuff. Like, this is very much work in progress, but I think it sort of gets the idea across. Oh, I don't think I snipped it fully square either. That's okay. It's a little close, too. I didn't want it this close, but I also wanted to have it bent in an interesting way. But it still doesn't look bad. It's approaching something. As I do every single time I approach the idea. And once or twice, very rarely, stars align, and I actually come up with, I think, an actual implementation of an idea instead of just sort of getting there. Yeah, I think there's a couple of these games that are actually like finished. And then it's gonna cause me to do all of the snoozes. Okay, no, we're gonna just raid while the ads run, I suppose. Okay, this would be easier if I just kind of got rid of a lot of these too. But I'm like, there's lots of people playing Borderlands, and maybe one day I will have some time to watch that. Game dev fit. That is a local dev. It's playing something or other. Well, we can go right over here. I hadn't actually seen what their stream looks like. cool that I'm catching at least some of it. Okay, and then I will be taking off right as the ads run. Hopefully, I don't actually know if people... I'm assuming you could see the raid through the ads. I don't know. This looks like some kind of Sonic mod. Okay. Yeah, the outline really does a lot. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's why I need to add it on the buttons and stuff. It's surprising how much the outline helps. Oh, I didn't even check to see if anybody's even here. I just sort of assumed people were here because I was getting messages and stuff, but... Okay, that says 5. That's close enough to... more than 2. That's really the only criterion. It's just more than 2. Okay, it does look like they're just doing some Sonic gaming, but... okay, the ad thing seems to have disappeared. It didn't fully disappear, but... Okay, I'll be back tomorrow with more... something or other. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna show off their game. They've got a cool like Mega Man kind of game that they're working on. Oh, okay, and then let's see if. Thank you for the dolphin fact. Okay, but goodbye, good night. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow with more game dev, or art, or something. Bye. And then again, the actual like goodbye button. Bye.